Get that merch. You know what I'm saying? I got this shirt on right now. You better get your merch. Welcome back to the podcast. And today I want to talk about my experience with SARS Cov 2. I really want to keep everyone on their toes, so I'm going to give you a personal perspective on SARS Cov 2. You know, where can I begin? Man, where should I begin? One thing, they really want you to believe that it will leave you unable to do anything. And I definitely didn't experience that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I know it's like anything else and it affects people differently. I personally know some people that felt weak and had to stay in bed. I know the news reports have also shown a lot of people passed away. And I'm thankful that none of these happened with my experience. I can tell you that it was unlike anything else. I mean, I experienced the flu, or what's labeled as just the flu, and I had to miss my new job that I was working. I had to, I think I had like 3 weeks in, I had to miss at least 3 days. And that's unlike, you know, normal jobs, you would have been let go. But I guess given the circumstances and having the flu, they allowed me to keep the job. Now, you know, given the circumstances and them allowing me to keep the job, I was definitely thankful. But this experience definitely was the closest that it reminded me of, especially with the symptoms. You know, I'm going to be honest with you and let you know this was the worst part. You know, I started out being cold. You know, the first day, you know, no matter what I tried, I stayed cold, you know, even that night, covered up, you know, like I put the comforter, the blanket in the dryer, you know, trying to get the heat from the dryer. And even that, you know, I was still shivering, teeth chattering and everything. It's one of them situations where, you know, I just felt like maybe I'll be okay once I got some rest. That continued into the next day. Pretty much the same thing. And then I remember the next phase, I guess, was losing my taste. And no matter what I ate, everything tasted the same, which was, I guess, like nothing. Really couldn't taste anything. No seasonings, no sauce, no sugar, you know, nothing. I just knew I was eating. I knew I had to eat. But, you know, really didn't even have an appetite. And when I did eat the food, I really couldn't even taste what I was eating. The next day, I lost smelling. And I mean, the smelling sense, man, that was the worst. If you've ever lost your sense of smell, you definitely know that wasn't a good situation. You had to smell smoke from a fire. It would really, you know, cause you not to be able to respond, because you weren't able to smell. And I mean, it definitely happened to me. So I can speak from experience. That was definitely one of the worst parts of having this SARS Cov 2 virus. And definitely something that, you know, I didn't take as seriously at first because of the, you know, just me being me. I didn't take it as serious probably as I don't know if it's as I should have, because I mean, it was inevitable. You know, I'm in the public every day, around so many people, come in contact with so many people. It was probably inevitable that it happened. It wasn't anything I could prepare to not experience. But God was with me the whole way, and that's exactly why I'm here talking to you now, to even be able to explain it to you. Now, once I lost my sense of smell, I really didn't want to go in and get tested, but, you know, I had to. And once I did, they did the test, which was, you know, these long Q-tips, stick them up your nose and they twist them. And they take the sample and they send it off. They didn't even call me, man. I guess it wasn't that serious to them at that point. I was hearing different people that I knew was diagnosed. They were getting the CDC calling them and other people. And as far as me, I know the CDC is when we receive pizza and sandwiches while I'm at work. So I just really didn't know if they were gonna call me or not. You know, there's times when I have to call them. But this was a different CDC, and I never heard from them. Actually, I didn't hear from anybody. I had to call the hospital 2-3 days in a row before they finally told me that, yeah, you know, it was positive. And I was like, wow, I guess. I read the reports as far as the symptoms. I can identify with them. I mean, eventually I even had the vomiting, which is, you know, labeled as nausea, which you can say both because feel nauseated before you vomit. Also, probably the worst out of everything was fatigue. Oh man. Now that I had never experienced as well. I never, to my knowledge, lost my smell since. But this fatigue thing, I remember during this experience helping my cousin move. You know, I just woke up that morning, I got in contact with him, found out he was moving. I went out there to help him out. And I mean, I did things like pick up a tote and carry it a couple feet, pick up a painting, carry it a couple feet. And I mean, I was out of breath. Had to sit there. And I mean, you can ask him, I know he's seen it. I was sitting there just really out of breath. And I'm telling him like, man, I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, I guess I had a good idea, but because I had never really experienced it before, you know, definitely one of the most mental, if nothing else, definitely physical as well, but more mental because of those things never occurring to me, and definitely not at the same time, to go through and experience fatigue, loss of smell, loss of taste. And man, there was times where I just, you know, I knew I had to keep going and pushing because I had to prove everybody wrong, you know. Everybody that I had told, you know, I didn't really take it as serious as as they did and things like that. And I don't really regret any of that because, like I said, I don't really believe in, I guess, the normal way. I guess I got faith, and really having faith in God means that no matter what I see, I really can't really go by it. And I mean, to some people, that's crazy, that's outlandish, but it works for me, and I'm gonna keep going in that direction as long as he'll accept me. Now, I was out of the work 2 weeks, which I wasn't used to that. Just had to kind of get used to it. Had to get used to the different sleep schedule. Was used to the same schedule for 10 years, and all of a sudden for 2 weeks I was just had to take it easy, and that was hard. Not used to taking it easy. But I didn't complain about any of it. I mean, what else could I do other than enjoy my family and take time to bond with my children a little bit more? It wasn't the end of the world, though. Now, I said all that to say this. I mean, you may even be diagnosed with it in the future. You may know somebody that may come across with it as well. But just remember, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's 100% more mental, but it's definitely, in my opinion, more mental than physical. Because if your focus is on making it and knowing that if you can get past these couple of days and, you know, your rest of your life is in front of you, you'll make it, you'll push through. And I think a lot of the people that maybe have a weaker immune system and maybe don't have the same thought pattern because their experience may be a little bit different because of their immune system, whereas, you know, it's not as strong as yours, so they may not be able to fight it off. And we definitely need to pray for those people that they make it through, so they would have the same story as I did, where, yeah, they may have had the experience of this SARS Cov 2, but they still made it through. That's why I can sit here and talk to you now and tell you that you'll make it through as well. And I feel like I can share that with you, you know. I thank you for listening. This is at the end of the day, and I'll be back if God say the same.